Hey guys, welcome to the Tiny Bear Distillery Virtual Cellar Door Pack 2.0. We're so excited to bring you this pack because it's got a bunch of pipeline gins in there, so things that we've been working on for a little while. Only one of them has actually been released, so it's a bunch of really exciting stuff. Now you should have received your pack already, that's why we're here. Let's go ahead and open it up. So the first thing you've got is your pack of dehydrated garnishes. We've also got a couple of tonics. So the first one is the Strange Love Light Tonic. So this one's just really nice and clean and crisp, nice and low in sugar and bitterness. The second one we have is the number 8. The number 8's like a classic Indian style, so a bit more robust and sweet. In terms of our gins, the first one we have is the Mum Bear. We've got our When Life Gives You Lemons. We've got We Only Sting the Ones We Love. A little bit of a YOLO gin. And Sneak Peek. So things that you will need: glass, ice, and the tonics, of course. I reckon chuck them in the fridge before we get started. So, pop out my garnishes here. Now I'm going to start with the Mama Bear. This is one that we just released for Mother's Day recently. It's just a really nice, soft, dry gin, bit of a London dry style. It's got some nice little lavender notes, some desert oak, wattle seed. So go ahead, the way I recommend trying your gins is pour them out neat first, have a little sniff, see what you can get out of it, and then you can add your garnishes. Now this one's really versatile because it is more of a London dry style. It can take a few different things, but I particularly like this one with lime. So I'm going to chuck that one in there. I'm also going to go for my number 8. Chuck that in. Get myself some ice as well. There we go. Enjoy. Feel free to pause the video at this point. To our second one. So we have our little If Life Gives You Lemons Make Gin. Now this is a fun little citrusy number that we've been working on for a little while. It's basically just designed to be a nice, easy drinking, smashable summer gin. We've packed it full of juniper, lemon myrtle, and lots of different citrus in there. So if we have a little sniff. So one of the favourite tasting notes that I pull out of this is ripe banana. A bit of a weird one, but it's definitely there. Also icy pulse, so see what you get out of that. My hot tip for pairing this one is go for your ruby grapefruit, minus the little apple, and the light. So the light just kind of lets it sing a bit more with all of those citruses in there, so definitely a better pairing than your number 8. Enjoy! To number 3. So this is a really fun little one that we've been playing around with. We really like to experiment with different kind of botanicals and see what works and what doesn't work, and this one definitely works. So this is called We Only Sting the Ones We Love. The reason it's called that is because it's made primarily with juniper, of course, and stinging nettle. So stinging nettle gives a really kind of interesting grassy sort of flavour, and our different tonics are going to pull out different notes again. So chuck that in. So again, try it neat first. Now this one I would almost recommend having 2 different glasses so you can try it with both tonics. Good gin. So if you go for your light tonic, it's going to bring out more of the lemony notes, which is really fun. So if you're going to do that, go for light and lemon. My personal favourite pairing of the 2 though is with the number 8. Something about the extra sweetness with the number 8 brings out these really nice kind of red fruit and raspberry notes. That is delicious. So with that one, I would then recommend garnishing with one of your juniper berries. So you should have a bunch of juniper berries in your pack, these tiny little kind of purple guys. So you can chuck those in, you can eat them. They are the primary ingredient in gin, that they are delicious. So definitely recommend those. And that was our third gin. guys, and for our fourth one, we're going to do our little YOLO gin. And that stands for You Only Love Oranges. So we do love oranges here at the distillery. They are a really fun little gin botanical. They just add a really delicious kind of juicy orangey flavour. Now the reason we've made this one is because we have a bit of a party coming up, so it's a little sneak preview to the launch that will happen at that party, so keep your eyes peeled. So let's get into the tasting notes. So this one has a lot of aniseed myrtle in it, some cardamom, of course your oranges. Just ends up being a really nice smashable gin. Now in terms of your garnishes, of course, orange makes sense. You can go either way with your tonics again, but personally my favourite here is the light. It just kind of balances a bit better with all of that citrusy orange in there. Cool, enjoy guys. And here is our lucky last. So we have our little sneak peek one. Now this one we have gone ahead and put into a barrel. So what you're having here is kind of a bit of a work in progress look at it. So this one here we've actually designed for Easter next year. So one of the main ingredients in this one is raisins and some apricots, some nice spices like nutmeg and cinnamon and allspice, because it's essentially going to be a bit of a hot cross bun gin. But what we're hoping is, once we put it into the barrel, we're going to get some more of tannins, some more of sweetness, and some nice kind of leftover bourbony flavours from that barrel. So it's going to be in there for about 7 to 12 months. So this is it in its unaged form. So it's a bit different to how it will be, but it's also a very nice gin. Now because it's got all of those spices in there, I want to kick it up a notch. I'm going to go for the chili. I reckon it's going to pair really well. If you let it sit a bit longer, that chili is going to infuse even more. And also go for your number 8. Again, a bit of sweetness in this one, just kind of balances really nice with all those raisins and apricots. So it's going to be a really delicious pairing. If you don't want to go for your chili, play around and maybe try something like the apple. Even the capsicum could be a bit of fun, which is this weird little looking guy here. And enjoy. And lastly, I'd just like to say thank you so much for all of your support. We really appreciate it. Without you guys, the distillery cannot survive, so we love you so much. Thank you.